20 seconds of logo. Wait, these motherfuckers are still sending Harry back to live with abusive relatives? 5 f***ing movies in, and honestly, the Hogwarts people are just as bad as Voldemort in my book. They might as well have just beat Harry themselves, f***ing assholes. Dementors show up just as Harry is about to serve this asshole cousin some long overdue justice. Fat, out-of-shape Dudley can keep up with somewhat athletic Harry while running. Even the Harry Potter franchise ends up reduced to cheap jump scares. Since when are you able to keep a Patronus on retainer? Also, it's been 2 years. Learn how to make a full-fledged Patronus already. The last time you did it, all you had to do was realize that you'd done it before. You remember, during all that time travel rigmarole from the 3rd movie?
How do you know about...
Dumbledore asked me to keep an eye on you.
While you were being beaten and forced to live under the stairs.
Did you expect him to let you go wandering around on your own?
What is she supposed to do if any evil magic antagonist tries to attack Harry? I watched over Harry like you asked, Dumbledore, but Lucius Malfoy cast a spell I couldn't deflect with my wicker basket.
Who did this to you, boy?
Considering Uncle Vernon's character in this series, it's amazing he didn't already blame Harry.
The Ministry has received intelligence. You performed the Patronus charm in the presence of a muggle.
However, our intelligence did not notice the 2 Dementors that would have sucked your face off. So you must have been frivolously conjuring Patronus charms for no reason.
You are hereby expelled.
Oh no, Harry's been expelled from Hogwarts? How are they going to fill the next 2 hours of this movie and the 3 movies after it? How the f*** did the Ministry find a witness to testify to Harry using magic outside of school in this instance, but not in any of the previous instances he's done it in basically every other movie? Good guys here to rescue Harry Potter decide to silently creep him the f*** out first before revealing themselves.
Dumbledore has persuaded the minister to suspend your expulsion pending a formal hearing.
What?
Don't call me Nymphadora.
Don't call me whatever you just called me, cliché.
Don't break ranks if one of us is killed.
And no one pay any attention to the flying witches and wizards in the middle of a f***ing neighborhood either. So wait, they don't have a chimney or a magic boot or some shit to transport Harry where he needs to go? They just fly around London and say, if muggles see us, f*** them? Okay, so now you're just pissing me off. I hope I don't see the Palace of Westminster now. F***. Things! London! You know what could have been even cooler than this? A magic building not in London that doesn't have anything to do with a regular muggle apartment building. I've just wrapped my head around platform 9 3/4. How do I wrap my head around this? Harry is still amazed at shit like this. Dude, did you not see the tent in the last f***ing movie? Jump scare hug.
The Order of the Phoenix.
Roll credits.
Dumbledore made us swear not to tell you anything.
So why are Hermione and Fred privy to this super secret knowledge that concerns Harry?
If it wasn't for Harry, we wouldn't even know Voldemort was bad.
No shit. And the guy's been in like 1,000 adventures that no kid should ever have to go through. And he fought Voldemort. This secret is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Just because you're allowed to use magic now does not mean you have to whip your wands out for everything!
If use magic means have sex, then yes, they do.
Good, I want to join. If Voldemort's raising an army, then I want to fight.
I guess that's where the conversation ended. There was nothing else to sort out after that. Haha, hilarious. Why do these wizards even need to use the f***ing subway again? Every f***ing person in London is walking down streets far away from this so they can't witness this telephone elevator. Also, man, I just can't figure out the physics of this thing. There's an entire extra floor of telephone booth tucked up in the top of this telephone booth? We've said it before, but magic this complex makes you wonder why there are such things as problems in the wizard world. Use of magic chimneys makes you wonder why Harry and Mr. Weasley didn't do this. If the reason is Harry can't use magic, then why was he allowed to fly on a broom earlier?
Interdepartmental memos. We used to use owls. The mess was unbelievable.
Why the f*** is the rest of the magic world still using owls? Also, these magic memos have to take the elevator to get delivered. He's explaining to Weasley what Bill Murray said at the end of Lost in Translation. So Mrs. Fig is what's known as a squib, a muggle born to wizard parents. But the Ministry says muggles can't see Dementors. So why does anything she say hold any weight at all?
The odds are astronomical.
Someone in a fantasy movie about magic says something is impossible because of the odds.
Professor.
Dumbledore continues to be a dick to Harry even after helping Harry. Nobody in this entire busy station is sitting in the waiting room. Sirius risks his own life, the mission, and Harry's life just to show him a picture. Well, and he's going to die at the end of the movie, so we need to add in some fluffy bonding shit to inflate the sorrow for the audience later.
Nothing's pulling the carriage, Harry. It's pulling itself, like always.
Which would be reasonable in a magic movie, but of course invisible horses are pulling this carriage, and now they have to throw this only people who have seen death can see them wrinkle into the story.
I can see them too.
Harry and the gang just happen to meet a student that did not exist the first 4 Harry Potters, and who also has seen death and can see the Thestrals. By the way, is this the only way to get to Hogwarts? You have to cram 5 students at a time on the back of a wagon? Finally, the carriage moves, but why it waited so long is anyone's guess.
It means the Ministry is interfering at Hogwarts.
Oh no, you mean the government is telling a school what to do? That's just f***ing unheard of, man.
I said I'm fine, Ron.
Harry Potter is addicted to Rons.
You don't understand.
Help us to.
Well, I would, but Dumbledore made me swear not to tell you. Guess we're even now, huh? Flying owl signifies the passage of time cliché.
They're called Thestrals.
43 minutes into this movie, what's the real conflict? Sure, Dolores Umbridge is a total whore, and some people don't like Harry, but that's what we call the B story. A story hasn't cropped up yet.
They can only be seen by people who've seen death.
Man, the Thestrals must have had a great life being invisible. Then one dude or chick who saw death suddenly stumbled upon them and made them into carriage horses. F***ers. We Americans get widely criticized for the portions restaurants serve and how much we waste food, but the Harry Potter universe is filled with huge plates of uneaten food. Where does it all go when the kids are done?
Merely your medieval methods.
Professors would never have this argument in the full view of students in the middle of a heavily trafficked area.
Things at Hogwarts are far worse than I feared.
Why is she suddenly turning to address the large group of eavesdropping students?
To address the seriously falling standards at Hogwarts School.
The Ministry's being portrayed as the bad guys here, but yeah, has anyone ever learned anything at that school? Wand block.
You've been in this post how long, exactly?
Aw, that poor nice Trelawney. Getting grilled over her worthlessness. I'd hate to see her go. That's racist. Jesus, I know they're magical people, but shit. Open courtyard public shame firing? There's no decency here? I thought all these people were British, for f***'s sake.
Professor!
Whatever Dumbledore's reason is for ignoring Harry, he's unwittingly creating a new Voldemort. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Professor Dumbledore!
Also, these assholes couldn't have told him, listen, Harry, Dumbledore has to ignore you this year because of a big, scary, important magic thing that you'll learn more about later. But it definitely doesn't mean that he hates you, as it probably feels when no one explains this shit to you.
She's taking over the entire school.
So far, this movie should have been called Harry Potter and the Really, Really Bad Teacher Nobody Liked. Have we ever seen these f***ing kids sitting around just listening to the radio news? No, we have not. Because we have not as of yet needed such a cheap way to have our main characters learn crucial information. Oh, look, he does use the fireplace phone again. I stand corrected. But I do not stand corrected on the fact that it's still just an easy deus ex machina for communication that comes and goes at the whim of the writer. Also, why is he a hologram in the flames this time instead of literally having his face composed of embers and ash? Did the fireplace phone get a massive upgrade in capability over the summer? Also, how the f*** did Sirius know that Harry and his friends and no one else would be in this room at this exact moment?
Voldemort is on the move.
Is this news? Hey, we need some kind of transition between scenes here. Okay, just have Voldemort whisper Harry in the rain and then dissolve to an establishing shot of the school. Brilliant!
Is it true you can produce a Patronus charm?
Yes, I've seen it.
Blimey, Harry. I didn't know you could do that.
How did you not know that? The entire magical kingdom has been gossiping about Harry and his formal trial for using a Patronus charm in front of a muggle this entire school year. Wait, you made them all sign in ink and paper for a clandestine magic training club?
Oh, which way you going, Longbottom?
Okay, there's an obvious sin of cliche bully behavior going on here after 5 years at this place, but I'm not sure if I need to award it to the bully characters or the screenwriter. Requiro ex machina.
The room of requirement only appears when a person has real need of it, and is always equipped for the seeker's needs.
So it's a holodeck. Also, what was Neville's need? He got bullied by Crabbe and Goyle, but he was in no danger. Did Neville need a room to cry in? Also, are you seriously saying that no one at this school or in this cast of main characters has ever had a real need of a room like this during any of the previous 4 adventures? Because if so, f*** you! And how many people can walk to this spot and get into this room without being seen? The school is under the micromanaging eye of Umbridge. She somehow misses this? How can you practice a spell and not have the spell's effect happen? Like, do you start by saying, Wand Siri, this is just a practice spell, or something like that? How are the magical forces supposed to know you really don't mean it this time as opposed to other times? Hermione's victory over Ron gets celebrated as this woman conquers man sort of thing, but don't we already know that Hermione is better than most of all the rest of her fellow students? Filch falls for this. Is this the only hallway wall in all of Hogwarts where proclamations may be hung? It's a fun gag, I suppose, but this is the opposite of a practical way to actually communicate and remind students of many new rules. What, did he just do that spell for her? Neither of them said a spell word, so how did the wand know what was required of it? Wasn't it confused by having 2 masters at once?
Believing in yourself.
Whoa, Harry, have you thought about maybe dating this girl right here? I mean, I like Cho and Ginny Weasley as much as the next guy, but you might be overlooking someone.
Expelliarmus!
Neville reaches deep down to his British roots and conquers India. Twilight, y'all. Room of requirement does not furnish condoms.
Well, how was it? Wet.
Well, this movie got a whole lot more interesting.
I will attempt to penetrate your mind. You will attempt to resist. Prepare yourself.
I'm not going to tell you how to resist, but resist, damn you. So wait, is Snape still in Harry's mind? What the hell happened? Snape just knocked Harry and us into next Christmas.
My mother did that after I ran away.
These movies and their tragic character backstories. Everyone's got a sob story. Harry's parents died. Sirius's mother was abusive. Hermione's parents are muggles. Ron's family is poor.
I just feel so angry all the time.
Yeah, you're 15. Welcome to puberty. Geez, does Hogwarts not have a sex ed curriculum so these poor kids can understand their bodies?
Bit of fresh air, you know.
Oh, yes. As gamekeeper, fresh air must be difficult to come by.
Whoa, touche. Dolores Umbridge would be amazing at CinemaSins.
There's a storm coming, Harry.
We get it, Hollywood. Damn. When the storms come in movies, it's foreshadowing. Got it. This is how you break people out of Azkaban, by killing a tenth of its population with a massive for no reason explosion. Also, Bellatrix Lestrange, who we just heard about a few minutes ago, somehow survives this massive explosion in her sector. Sure, walk toward the source of that loud bang that just destroyed a mirror a second ago. Why didn't she just do this in the first place? Also, why couldn't Dolores just find the room a requirement by really needing it, which apparently makes the room appear? And if it really is helping Harry with Dumbledore's army, then why doesn't it have a defense spell against this very kind of magic? Hey, what's this? We found your secret room, Harry! And we've got your girlfriend too! Maybe they're saying she talked, but it's not like they didn't know where the room was.
Dumbledore's army.
See, f***ing paper trail gets you every time.
Dumbledore's got style.
Wow, way to take one of the few black characters in these movies and make him a walking stereotype. Come on, is this really how a painting full of magic figures would work? When they hung these paintings, did they have to be extra careful so that the people inside didn't slide out of the picture?
The more you care, the more you have to lose.
Well, then I must have nothing to lose right about now.
Maybe it's just better
To what?
Well, shit, Hermione, if you don't interrupt, maybe he'll answer the question.
Any idea where he's taking us?
Hagrid, why can't you just tell us?
Because this is a Harry Potter movie and he's Hagrid. I mean, those are the only two reasons I can see.
With Dumbledore gone, I'll likely be getting a sack any day now.
Didn't Umbridge visit you and already do that?
Couldn't just leave him because he's my brother.
Dun dun dun! Also, CGI brother is CGI. Is Ron serious? Every f***ing time they see something weird in the Force with Hagrid in one of these films, it's something that will be hugely important later. Every single time.
I think you've got an admirer.
You have no idea.
Control your emotions. Discipline your mind.
So apparently these lessons are like Luke believing in the Force or something? There's really no significant tip or trick to controlling your mind, you just have to do it. Harry's dad is a dick to Snape, causing Snape to be a dick to everyone forever. Umbridge has her entire wall covered with YouTube's recommended videos section. Umbridge lets herself be fooled into walking way out into the haunted woods with the two students she's been the most suspicious about from day one. Phew! Good thing Hagrid introduced this never-before-seen character Grop to everyone just before they got in trouble.
Tell them I mean no harm!
I'm sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies.
Irony. I have a feeling that the Centaurs are going to do to Dolores Umbridge what the sisters tried to do to Andy Dufresne in Shawshank. Is that justice? Or gross overcompensation?
So how are we going to get to London?
We fly, of course.
Of course! But with Umbridge being taken prisoner, and probably much worse than that, by Centaurs, why don't you use the Flu Network now? There is no one in charge at Hogwarts anymore. No one in London who watches the sky for leisure notices this shit.
It's got your name on it.
Random crystal ball with crucial clues to the rest of the series just happens to be found by Neville while they search for Sirius. We interrupt the 5th Harry Potter installment to bring you Eyes Wide Shut. Shut your eyes wide, kids. Why the disguise? Any reason for that at all?
Now hand me the prophecy.
How did Voldemort know for sure that the visual clues he gave Harry would send him to the Ministry of Magic?
Prophecies can only be retrieved by those about whom they are made.
So that makes this large collection of prophecies located in the Ministry of Magic in a dark room where no one can find them virtually worthless. Also, this story takes a page out of the prophecy handbook by not explaining who makes them, who they're for, or how accurate they are.
All you have to do is give it to me.
Either Lucius is lying about the whole prophecies can be retrieved only by those about whom they are made thing, or he f***ed up this whole lie by telling Harry that, because this prophecy would be useless in any hands other than Potter's. None of the rest of these movies would even need to take place if Voldemort would just let his Death Eaters kill Harry and steal the prophecy. This room is suddenly Domino's. Department of Mysteries has a convenient escape door that leads to a precipitous drop for no reason other than to escape falling crystal balls. Unexplained magical spell stops their fall and keeps them alive because reasons. Bad guys waste time scaring kids instead of killing them. Shocker, right? I mean, didn't you say it wouldn't work like this? Or did that lie you pulled out of your ass turn out to be true?
Get away from my godson.
Hell yeah, there's nothing like a good old-fashioned punch when the principals involved can perform magic. Also, meanwhile, none of Lucius's friends do anything when Sirius shows up. And the Order of the Phoenix knew to show up here in this room. Somehow. This would probably be exciting if I had any idea what the f*** is going on. There are too many characters moving too quickly, many of whom I never knew well at all to begin with. I don't know which spells need words and which ones don't, whose spells are more powerful than whose. It's just a bunch of f***ing noise. Bellatrix is the only wizard witch of the whole bunch during this entire fight to remember the killing curse.
She killed him. She deserves it.
Voldemort is right. Also, is this where Harry has to be Luke Skywalker and decide not to kill lest he become a Voldemort himself? I'm not buying that for 1 second. Dumbledore knew that Bellatrix would kill Sirius, Harry would run after Bellatrix, Voldemort would appear in this very hall, so he took the exact chimney he needed to take to appear just in time. Bellatrix does not need to say where she's going to make this chimney work, which, as we all remember, was a hilarious aspect of the Flu Network back in Chamber of Secrets. Hey, Harry, mind using a spell? Maybe take out Voldemort right now while he's occupied with Dumbledore? Now this is f***ing thrilling. This puts anything in any of Lucas's prequels to shame. This is how you stage and film a big showdown duel. It's just too bad about the 2 hours you had to sit through to get to this moment.
And you'll never know love or friendship.
The power of love kills the demon cliche. Also, this is probably why Snape was a poor instructor for that whole get Voldemort out of your mind training, because he too suffers from that you'll never know love or friendship thing. This movie is indirectly a dick to Snape.
You're a fool, Harry Potter.
So is Voldemort protected by this mist that's flying around? Because he's visible. Why doesn't anyone kill him right now? And if the mist is protecting him, why doesn't he use this more often?
I know how you feel, Harry.
You don't.
I know how you feel, you can't possibly know how I feel cliche.
By distancing myself from you, you might be more protected.
Bullshit reason for not telling Harry obviously important details is bullshit.
If Voldemort's raising an army, then I want to fight.
If this is your first night at Fight Club,
you have to fight.
Because you know, deep down, you deserve to be punished.
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding! How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
What would you say you do here?
Well, how was it?
like warm apple pie.
Will it blend? That is the question. This is glass dust. Don't breathe this.
Dear Padfoot, I hope you're all right. It's starting to get colder here.
Winter is coming.
I'll tell you about the Yellow King.
Don't you want to know who he was?
I know exactly who he was. He was the Batman.
Besides, the world isn't split into good people and Death Eaters.
There aren't any good guys. You realize that, don't you? I mean, you realize there aren't evil guys and innocent guys. It's just a bunch of guys.
That part's even more beautiful than I thought!
This is it.
This is it. Make no mistake where you are. This is it.
All you have to do is give it to me, and I can show you everything.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid.